Cheers, everybody, and welcome to another Hail Mary Happy Hour. It is week 6, and we are still going strong. It is Monday night at 11:20. The game is still going on Monday night, but we have had some fantasy games that have been decided already as Kincaid has scored just enough to put Tyler over the win over Simmons in the bong side kicks. Now, tonight, we have our special guest, who is also our color commentator for the game going on right now, it would seem. Sam Losh, manager.
Oh, yeah. Thank you
of
for the
Terminal.
intro. I just watched Aaron Rodgers throw a Hail Mary pick, and I am very happy about it.
Okay. We'll get into the betting portion later, but I need a thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Slosh, how you doing? How are you enjoying this fantasy season?
I am doing great. My fantasy season is not doing great, but it seems as though I'm going to squeak out a win over Swood by 0.2 points.
Also not a fan of that, but...
Oh, actually 1.6 points. But yeah, just barely. But Josh is loving it.
Yeah, some things not going my way. For listeners of last week, you'll know why.
Mm-hmm.
But that's good. You know, you've been a solid voice in the league this year. You're actually a reason for some of our rules that came into play. Tyler, you missed that first draft, but Sam brought in a good amount of our new rules that turned the league into what it is right now.
Yeah, shout out to the JJ McCarthy rule, which is now super irrelevant because Sam Darnold's gonna win MVP. Am I right, boys?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What are the odds on that? I need to make $10.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty good.
Dude, I'm sure that no one's expecting it.
I don't know if we want to get into this now or later, Josh, but I did suggest to you a new rule for the league yesterday. Do you remember that?
You did, yeah. And honestly, might as well. This is a fine time to get into it when people are still listening.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to introduce it?
Yeah, sure. So we all know that Sleeper has a fun nickname function, and the winner gets a good monetary bonus. You know, we all know that. But how do they leave their mark on league history? I propose that the winner of the league gets to permanently nickname a player to whatever they want. Whatever player they want to whatever they want. And it's just in the rule book, you gotta nickname blank blank.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Sam Couriers out there that hate Aaron Rodgers. I'm looking at, like, you know, if somebody wins with like Jaden Daniels and they fucking love that guy. You know,
I like this rule.
Does the rule does it have to be a player that was on your roster for the championship victory?
I mean, I don't think so, but I'm up to amendments.
How is Sam gonna nickname Aaron Rodgers? I'll never have him.
I didn't say he was going to. Well, he's also not winning the championship, just so we're clear.
No, but he did last year.
He did. This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Do we grandfather him in and just let him name Aaron Rodgers, who will probably retire
after honestly,
this year?
Yeah, he's gonna retire.
Anyway.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd be willing to put that to a vote and just let him do whatever.
I'd let him do it.
I'm a big fan of this rule. I think it would be fun to add that little bit of like remembering a winner based on that. And speaking of winners, I let you guys know a little bit before this that we're gonna have a new number 1 in the league.
This is crazy. This makes me. This actually upsets me, like physically.
What if I told you that the only person that auto-drafted their entire team,
bro,
and then dropped Devontae Adams for Noah Fant while having an IR slot for injured players is about to be our current projected champion?
So I have to ask, what does this mean about fantasy football? Does this really confirm that there is absolutely zero skill involved and it is just sheer dumb luck, the only driving force?
It has to be gambling with friends. That's what we have to gain from this.
And that's how it is. It is gambling with friends. And the fact of the matter is, the thing that's carrying his team, I'm fairly sure, is the fact that he has Chris Godwin and Baker Mayfield. He has the stack of the year.
Whoever would have thought that stack would be remotely what it is right now.
I was a big fan of Chris Godwin this year. Didn't think he'd be as good as he is. He's the current wide R1 in points per game, I believe, or wide R1 total in points per game. He's a little lower. And Baker Mayfield is the current quarterback too. So
that's something else. Shout out Baker Mayfield though. I do love Baker Mayfield.
I love the guy. He was on the Browns and he did solid, and I was really excited for him. And then he went to the Panthers, and I drafted DJ Moore this year thinking DJ Moore's finally got a good quarterback. And then Baker did bad, and I was like, all right, I'm done with Baker. Never mind, he's back again. Love that guy.
Yeah. I also want to shout out Chuba Hubbard on Victor's team. If you guys had to guess right now, what running back place is Chuba Hubbard?
Dude, I'm pretty sure he's like 5th or something at this point.
He is number 7.
He's 7.
7.
Bro, that team's
Chuba,
so bad.
Exactly.
Yeah. How does he score points?
For my money, he is the sneakiest player in fantasy right now.
I think he is the single.
I don't know if I would
probably like biggest win. Now, if Jonathan Brooks can come back and do that, just take the job.
Yeah, fully, take all of it. Yeah,
I'm in business because he's been sitting there.
The only person that can defeat Victor is Jonathan Brooks.
That honestly, it seems like it.
Like Brooks is going to get worked in the offense. But why would they bench Hubbard after?
No, they're not going to.
He's young too. I'm pretty sure he's close to under 25, if not under.
You drafted this guy to be your starter. You use him. Use him, Canales. Yeah, I don't care. I have Brooks and I need him.
Also, did you know that he's from Canada, Mr. Hubbard? Chubba, Big Chub.
That feels right. Yeah. Speaking of which, Nick Chubb he's going to be active next week. Nick Chubb will be back next week.
Big boost to the non-Deshaun Watson Brown scorers.
Yep, new Deshaun Watson hate stat of the week.
Wait, is he going to be back, you said, next week?
Next week.
Wait, that's so huge, because you know whose team he's on? This is irrelevant to a choice I made earlier. We'll get into that. We'll get into that later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll see how he does, but he might bring the Browns into, like, somewhat almost nearly viable with the worst quarterback in the league, which new Deshaun Watson hate stat of the week. Sam knows it already. We discussed it. Fun fact, since joining the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson actually has more settled lawsuits than thrown touchdowns.
There's no way.
Let's go. Yeah. It's 23-19.
It is actually 24-19.
Oh my god.
Oh, recording.
I got a new one coming.
I'm glad to know that this is working still.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Dude, I'm on team settled lawsuits. If I had to put money down right now, they're pulling ahead.
So the settled
lawsuits is crazy.
They're powerful. They got a strong match.
I will say the Eagles are so fucking lucky because they played like dog shit that game.
So bad. And hey, that'll be coming up in another segment later. We got a lot of future segments here.
We're so good at leading in
on that foreshadowing. But before all that, we've discussed the most shit of the quarterbacks. Let's talk about the new golden boy.
The GOAT.
It's Drake May season.
The prodigal son has arrived.
The prodigal son. Now, Drake May came in. They lost the game against a tough Texans defense, but they put up a fight for a little bit. They did not do too bad. I think that he looked pretty good. And I've collected some stats here just to see how he compares. So for our listeners, I've collected all of the Texans games and the stats of the quarterbacks that were facing them so that we could see how they did against them. And I'll let you know the quarterbacks that have faced them so you know who we're working with. So Anthony Richardson faced them. Caleb Williams faced them, Trevor Lawrence faced them, Josh Allen faced them, Drake May faced them, and Sam Darnold faced them.
Hold up.
That's a good crew.
Can I get a list of that if I'm going to be expected to remember those?
We got We got Richardson.
Okay, we got Richardson.
We got Williams. We got Lawrence.
Lawboy.
We got Josh Allen.
Allen, got it.
A Josh Hoytier Josh.
Mm-hmm.
We got Drake May, the boy. And we have Sam Darnold. Now, Sam Darnold and the Vikings are the only team that won.
Okay.
I
got all 6 names here. I'm ready.
I will say that's a pretty damn good crew, except for probably T-Law, who has been pretty bad this year.
It's a very interesting crew.
It is an interesting crew for sure.
For now,
I'm ready.
First off, I'm not going to say that all these stats are going to make Drake May look awesome. That's not the goal of this.
That's not the point. The point is I want.
He's not going to look awesome. But I do want to ask, first of all, how many touchdowns do we think each of these guys threw?
Okay.
Now I know we're all familiar with Drake May.
Mm-hmm.
We know what he did. But
am I comparatively trying to guess the stat lines, or are you going to give me the stat line and I have to say whose it was?
I'm going to say, who do you think managed to throw as many touchdowns as Drake May?
Or more?
Okay, so from this list,
or more.
Are Sam and I collaborate? Or sorry, are Tyler and I collaborate?
Yeah, you do collaborate.
Okay, so Drake May threw 3.
Yeah.
Who threw 3?
Josh. Do you think this is a trick question? Do you think any of these guys threw 3?
Bro, if that's true, I would be so hyped.
Right.
Do you remember if the Bills game was like a barn burner, or if it was like a little bit of a letdown?
I have no idea. I feel like the Bills overall haven't actually been as high scoring. I feel like if anyone here did it, it would be.
Gotta be Darnold.
I was gonna say it'd be Sam. It's got to be Sam Darnold. If any of these guys did it.
Wait. Anthony Richardson, was he the first? Was that week 1?
I don't think Richardson had.
Because Richardson threw a bunch. Okay.
All right. Final answer. How many? Who got it?
You want to go with 2 or 3?
It was Darnold or it was nobody. I'm saying.
I'll go with Darnold. I'll go with Darnold, and I'll go with Josh Allen. I gotta trust Josh Allen.
You know, that's fair, but it was only Darnold. Darnold managed to have a big game of 4 touchdowns. The Vikings passing touchdowns have been crazy for them.
It has been.
And Darnold got the win. So, and on top of that, in a lot of these things, Darnold actually managed to lead. Like in passer rating, Darnold was the leader.
Yeah.
This is something I find kind of interesting is Darnold didn't lead on QB rating.
Interesting.
Now, he came in second. I will say Drake May came in third. So Drake May on the upper half of the QB ratings out of these quarterbacks. So now, who do you think the quarterback was
that got first?
that managed to that had the number 1 quarterback rating out of this squad?
Man.
The way you say it makes me think it shouldn't be who I want it to be.
What if it was Caleb Williams? Did he play them recently? Because Caleb's been hot for the past 2 or 3 weeks.
I don't think he's played them recently. No, it's been. I feel like that was like beginning of the season. That might have been like week 1. It definitely wasn't Trevor Lawrence. I'll tell you that as a Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. It can't be Josh Allen, too, because if Josh Allen had a high QB rating, he'd be getting a bunch of touchdowns because there's nobody else on that team. That's my logic. Yeah,
because his rushing doesn't affect his QBR. So.
Yeah. So Richardson or Caleb? I think I'm going to ride with Caleb. I'm feeling it.
You're going Caleb? I'm going to go Richardson because I don't remember this game being recently, and I feel like Caleb wasn't playing super well until recently.
I do agree with that, though.
Also, Richardson, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to ride with you on this one. Let's go Caleb. Okay. Let's do it.
It was Anthony Richardson.
I should have listened
Anthony
to
Richardson in week 1.
I knew it. That was the week 1 game.
The Bears. And managed to put up a 90.7 QB rating, had a second best passer rating, and that was on 9 completions out of 19.
Yeah, that was the back foot throw to Alec Pierce.
Yeah, the back foot throw to Alec Pierce.
That was sick. I love that throw.
Insane shit. Now,
dang.
That was the last time I was happy in fantasy.
That also means that Drake May had a better QB rating than Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams.
That's pretty
pretty
impressive.
sick.
Like he
That's
looked
pretty sick.
better against this, and all the while he was also getting pressured a lot.
Yeah.
This one I'm not gonna have you guys guess on, but he was sacked 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold was also sacked 4 times. Caleb Williams, the poor man, was sacked 7 times by the Texans.
Oh dear lord. Yeah, dude, the Bears for some reason were just like, let's get a bunch of skill positions and not invest in our lines at all. And it's, mixed effect.
That's a decision that you make.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence sacked 1 time. Anthony Richardson was sacked twice. We got to get our O-line together a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
Because, honestly, I wouldn't say our O-line is much better than the Bears. So the fact that is Drake May is the reason that he didn't get sacked 7 times in that case.
Yeah.
Now, to move it away from Drake May, to move it on to the game. And because I said, or Simmons, while we were watching, said that the O-line let him down. I think the defense let him down.
Yeah.
Now,
defense got cooked.
Real quick, just off top of your head, you don't need to discuss. What do you think the average points scored by the Texans has been?
Oh man. So I know Mixon in week 1 they lit it up, but since Mixon went out, their offense went down.
Yeah.
Obviously Mixon just came back and they scored 41 on us.
I'm gonna say that their average is probably something like 26.3.
Sounds about right. Like about a 27-ish. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I actually just had to.
Oh, Josh is doing math quick.
You didn't have the math pulled up?
I thought I did, but then I was double checking some math. Hold on.
That's for sure also just an ESPN stat. No need to manually do that.
Yeah.
But also, shout out Joe Mixon. That guy, everybody thought he was kind of cooked when he left the Bengals, and he's clearly lifting up this offense.
Dude, Joe Mixon
That's facts.
went kind of crazy. Actually,
is based on a good run game.
Yeah, it is.
And then
they
that
did this
opens
without Nico Collins. They put up 41 points when their average
crazy
is about 23.5 points.
Oh yeah, I don't know who has Tank Dell in our league, but he must be very excited because he came back from the dead.
He came back big.
Well, because Nico Collins is dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Tank Dell broke his leg last year, and people drafted him like he didn't break his leg, which they did with Tony Pollard the year before.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those.
Exactly. And Tony Pollard's back now. You just got to do the year after.
Looking pretty good. Year after. But, yeah, our defense, giving them 41 points. Now, of course, Drake May threw an interception. Threw a few. Threw 2 interceptions. Same as Caleb Williams. They're both doing well. But
I will say one of those interceptions, definitely not on him. It was definitely like a bobble ball.
There was the bobble up. And yeah, overall, just he's doing better than Josh Allen in some of these stats.
Oh yeah.
He's doing around the Caleb Williams, doing better than him. Anthony Richardson, better pass QB rating. I just wanted to point that out in this. But we got some stuff to be excited for with them.
Yeah. Qualitatively, Josh, how electric was your apartment on Sunday?
Dude, it was crazy. Guys, get to 9 Signet on these Sundays because me, Matt Simmons, and Sam Losh out here, dude. We got so excited every first down, every completed pass.
Yeah, dude. Right before that bomb at the end of the first half, we were in the dumps, and then that first bomb, we were just
he threw such a beautiful pass.
It was
amazing.
It was amazing.
It's
truly, I cannot remember a time I was more happy in a loss in any sporting event.
Yeah, it was truly electric. And
feels good.
Yeah. And he did all of this. He didn't have a starting running back.
No, dude.
He did he did not have half the weapons. You look at him versus Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet, who's suddenly a good tight end,
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift, who's suddenly a good running back.
Jaden Daniels has Terry McLaurin and Austin Eckler.
Yeah, Brian Robinson, put respect
yeah.
on his name.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
Drake May has nobody. Drake May
May
has Demario
nobody.
Douglas.
Drake May has Demario Douglas, Top Douglas, who had a great game.
Huge fan of Demario, I must say.
Yeah, it's going to be great things. So
I like Jalen Polk too. I think he's good.
I do like Jalen Polk.
He shot the bed last game, but
yeah, he had a rough drop.
Yeah.
After you left, he had a bad drop. We were rooting for your parlay, and it did not go through.
Oh yeah! Shout out to my friends from home. We had our last chance at happiness parlay, and it was like all of the Patriots overs, and the only things we didn't hit on were Jalen and Polk receptions and the Patriots to cover the spread.
Yep.
That's tough.
Came really close.
It was like an 8-leg parlay too. It was like way too close.
Yeah. So we won't spend too much more time on Drake May, but come through, watch the games.
Shout out to the boy.
We love Drake May.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we'll move on to on a lower note. It's got to happen every week. It's, hey Tyler, how busy is your week? Josh's. Fuck you, you fuck bag. You're fucking piece of shit asshole guy of the week.
I like that one. That one had a ring. That one had a nice ring to it.
Yeah, you did good.
That one felt out of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That felt like. But this week, it goes to Saquon Barkley, who
hell yeah,
just moments ago. Was it moments ago? Yeah. He didn't manage in his play, but Kincaid managed to come through and give the Drunken Dragons the win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And man, if Saquon just did Saquon things, this guy had 18 carries.
He didn't even need to do Saquon things. He needed to do kind of Saquon things.
Yeah, if he had done even half of a J.K. Dobbins thing.
I love J.K. Dobbins.
That's all it would have taken. We all love J.K. Dobbins.
We love J.K. Dobbins.
But Saquon Barkley, 18 carries, didn't even hit 50 yards, couldn't find the end zone against the Browns. Come on, man. The Browns can't do shit.
Yeah.
But, I believe in him long run, but this was a really rough one for Saquon Barkley and a rough one for bongside kicks.
Great game for the Drunken Dragons, though.
Great game for the Drunken Dragons.
Great
Kincaid pulling through, avoiding this shit the bed by margins, by 3 points about.
Yeah, look at that. We got some close games today, boys.
There were some close games, and that also led to our Mr. Big Guy of the Week. Now, this one I ended up giving to Jared Goff. The guy that came through, had his best game of the year, and shit on the Cowboys. I mean, America's team is in shambles.
Oh, yeah. And it feels good, let me tell you.
And Gabe, I'm sorry, buddy.
There is no one that cares about the Cowboys. And everyone loves the Lions.
Oh, yeah.
So it is so good to give this to Jared Goff. He defended this team from having a Dallas Goedert that got 0 points in that game and a Travis Etienne that got negative 0.1 points in his game.
Oh,
and he helped the Aaron Rodgers hate club still pull out the win. So that one goes out to Jared Goff, who gave a good game to Jameson Williams too. Amon-Ra St. Brown had an okay game.
Yeah, and it was like it was a 4-point margin in that game too. So he stepped up. One.
He came through huge and in an underdog fashion. This was a 4-1 versus a 1-4, and he came through. So that is the bed shitter and the Mr. Big Guy of the week. And moving on to some more bed shitters of the season, you could say.
The bed shitters of the year.
The bed shitters of the year. These are 10 players that make you want to walk into the ocean and just not look back.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Like with pockets full of heavy rocks, right? Like that's what we're
yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Find some heavy shoes and walk, man.
Isn't there a
Yeah.
movie that ends like this? Or a book?
Probably. It feels artistic.
Yeah. Anyway.
But now these are not in any particular order, and like please add whoever you want. These are just my immediate scrawlings of who I think my top 10 are.
For sure. Do we want to give a formal definition for players that want to walk you and make you want to walk into the ocean?
I suppose these are players that you drafted with your hopes high, a sparkle in your eye,
Yeah.
and that sparkle has only created a target for people to spit in.
Oh yeah. Somebody you're
And-
like so excited to watch play football,
And it hasn't
they just-
done shit.
crush your dreams.
Just really now. And to start off, this isn't ordered, but this is number one for me. It's my guy. It's Mark Andrews. I drafted him with such high hopes. I thought I'm getting him. I'm getting Isaiah Likely. I'll have a tight end all season, even if he gets injured. We're so good, and this man puts up 2 zeros. The only good game he has is okay, and Lamar Jackson throws 53 times for
Yeah.
40-something points. And yeah, I fucking dropped him. None of y'all picked him up. I dropped the fucker.
I think that really speaks volumes. Not just that you dropped him, but that somebody dropped Mark Andrews, and I saw you drop him, and I didn't even remotely consider picking him up.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Yeah. This
And,
week,
and my tight end is Jake Ferguson, and I
Yeah.
didn't look at Mark Andrews.
no chance.
Yo, imagine saying that to someone last year.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Just to recap really quick, that Cincy game last week where Lamar Jackson had a career day, like with a capital C. He had a 55% snap percentage. He got targeted 5 times, caught the ball 4 times, and scored 9 points. That's his best game of the season.
That's
Like,
it.
He's cooking.
This week, he got a touchdown. Woohoo.
Love that.
Isaiah Likely got 2 end zone targets, didn't get either of them. Mark Andrews got the 1. He also dropped a pass that would have been a first down and turned it into an interception.
Oh yeah.
It bounced off his hands and was picked off immediately.
Yeah, I want to shout out that I was next to Josh. Josh, you have Lamar in your dynasty, right?
I have Lamar in Dynasty,
Yeah.
yes.
So Josh dropped Mark Andrews, did not own the man in any of his leagues, and then it flips to red zone, where Lamar Jackson throws it off of Mark Andrews' hands and gets picked, and he's crying out loud because this man is still costing him points, even though he's not on any of his rosters.
Dude, Mark Andrews, I am a lover scorned. This man, I don't care if he's good. I will not be picking him up. Like, take him. I will.
Josh,
He
if you
will
win the
not
league this
be on
year,
the
are you going to
team
nickname
ever
Mark
again.
Andrews?
I just might.
Didn't you name
I
him
nicknamed him
Stud
Stud Muffin just 2 weeks ago.
Imagine that. Imagine naming a player Stud and then drop.
And now I dropped him and only have Stud Muffin Jr., Isaiah Likely.
I mean, Josh, that's
All
why
right.
it's Josh's shitter bad people who would never be on
Josh's
Josh's
fucking-
roster, right?
Fucking hate you, fuckers.
He's in your burn book for sure.
He's in the burn book.
Burn.
Up next, this is a simple one. It's not that he has burned you. He burned you early on. He burned Gabe early on. And you've just been waiting now. It's Christian McCaffrey.
Of course it is.
Can you even
mean-
say that he burned you? Like, if you draft Christian
It's not his
McCaffrey,
fault.
you're
But
like
Harbaugh burned, or Kyle Shanahan burned you.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
On the other-
McCaffrey just knows, you know?
But like last year he was so good. He was league winning.
And that's the thing is, once he comes back, he will be that good again. When you draft Christian McCaffrey, you're accepting that this will either be
Yeah.
the best running back in the league, or a guy who's going to sit on my IR for most of the season. There's no
Yeah.
in between with this man.
Exactly.
Oh, we're 6 weeks in and you haven't gotten a game. Like this is not. Look at Gabe's team. He's not doing great right now.
Does Gabe still
If you
what's
have
his
Jordan
name?
Mason, the story is different.
You
But
know,
Christian McCaffrey has definitely
I think
ruined
that's just going to be what it is if you take Christian McCaffrey in the years to come, you have to take his backup.
You get that back.
Like, take him with the next pick. Like, seriously.
Literally, the first pick Christian McCaffrey, second pick Jordan Mason.
it's just hard
That's
to
how
feel
you
bad
win.
for a guy who still has freaking Michael Penix on his bench.
Dude.
Yeah, dude, he like started
He
a
loves
guy
rookies,
that
bro.
on a bye week. Yeah, he loves his rookies and it's worked out decently.
Yeah.
Coming in at third, not so much a player but a team. We have the Dolphins.
Shout out the Dolphins.
I mean that's just pretty straightforward. My first and second round picks are currently on my bench.
Yeah, dude.
Not injured, just on my bench.
Yeah.
And Jalen Waddle is getting traded for Fab. So we're living in a world, you know.
Absolutely crazy.
I can't
Uh,
believe this.
Yeah.
It's like I've never seen people that like don't own a quarterback root for a quarterback's health more than this. Like, it's crazy.
Right?
Because the difference between him and Skylar Thompson, or what's the other guy's
Tyler
name?
Huntley.
Tyler
Tyler
Huntley,
Snoop
thank you.
Huntley.
Let's go, Tyler Huntley.
It's insane. Tua, we always said like Tua's just a driver that was given a really fast race car. But man, at least have a backup with a driver's license.
Turns out it's really easy to crash a fast car.
Yeah.
Do I need to talk about
What do you
LeBron
fucking
James
know?
and Tom Brady again and compare them to Tua?
Tua is like Tom Brady. You know how fast Edelman was, right?
Yeah,
He was like Tyreek.
everybody knows how fast those little white guys are.
Yeah. Shout out Gronk and Edelman starting a podcast.
Yeah.
It's called Dudes on Dudes, which is just the
It's
worst name for a
called
podcast
Dudes
ever.
on Dudes?
Yeah, it's called Dudes on Dudes.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a horrible name, but for those
yeah.
two, there is not a
That's
better
perfect.
name. There is not a better podcast.
That's the best they can do, and I know it.
They sat
That's
in a room for
fine.
30 minutes brainstorming that.
Gronk gave one idea, and it was
No,
Dudes
they
on
had
Dudes.
a wife came in
No,
and was like, "What
Gronk
about
said
just call it this?" And they're like, "Oh my god, that's great!"
Oh man.
God, that's amazing. Up next, we have Sam Laporta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, Tyler, you were so mad that you couldn't have him as a keeper this year,
I still am. 'cause
and obviously, it still would be great to have him as a keeper. But what a fall off! He's fallen to like the third, fourth target on the team.
Yeah. He's currently the tight
Yeah.
end 14 right now, which is just not where we
Oh.
were expecting.
Oh,
It's,
you
like,
really wanted like
respectable.
second or third.
But with how bad the tight ends are this year, it's really easy to be like the tight end 3.
It's yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like what's
Isaiah-
like what is
Isaiah
like,
Likely
the
is tight end 5. Just gonna throw that out there.
like what is the point difference though between like tight end 3 and tight end 10 though right now?
I'll try to let you know.
Sam Losh stats guy.
Thank
He did get a touchdown, his first touchdown of the year this week.
God.
So,
Well, and to be honest,
Sam
that's
Laporta.
a
Whoa.
big part of what he did last year was he scored a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah,
He
and
has
regression
not
was gonna
scored.
happen, but this is insane. This is wild.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of a couple things. One, there's always the phenomenon of when you come into the league and there's not a lot of film on you, it's a lot easier to succeed. You're a new part of an offense. You know, people weren't expecting Sam Laporta to be that involved. Coming into this year, every defense game plans for Sam Laporta now. They know that he's a part of the offense. They know what he wants to do. There's film on him a whole year now. So it's just, there is a reason that a lot of these guys have one good year and then fall off. That's why sustained success is an incredibly difficult thing in the NFL.
Yeah.
So this is admittedly before the week 6 stats have gone up. So Sam Laporta is sitting at 25 but I can give you that beforehand.
That's still insane, though.
It's still insane. But the number one tight end through 5 weeks was Brock Bowers, who had 52.5 points.
Oh, Brock.
52. That's like not that much.
That's only like 10 a game. And
Yeah.
I have Laporta's stats up in front of me. And the biggest thing to me that stands out here is the fact that he has not had more than 5 targets in a game this year.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crowded room. Jameson Williams is coming up huge and just kind of like shunned him out of there. Jameson Williams is turning into.
Am I making this up,
the
or
target of this year.
was Jameson Williams dealing with injury last year?
He wasn't. He was just.
He was
First had his first. He was suspended for the
the
first.
last year. No, it was just games. Was it games? I don't remember.
No, was he? Shit. No, I think he played all of last year, but he just never quite came online. And this year he was starting to get all the hype. Yeah, no, he was injured for a year, suspended for a year. Last year was his first year that he like played.
Last year he played 12 games.
12 games.
And that's
Maybe
out of 17 though.
Yeah.
So he did miss a decent chunk last year. And yeah, his rookie year he only played 6, so
yeah, he got injured pretty early. But yeah, Sam Laporta, not the guy right now. But tight ends in general, not the guys.
Yeah.
So
tight ends
what are
are
you
down.
gonna do?
Super down.
Yeah. Up next, we have Travis Etienne, who this one's a rough one. I mean, like I said, negative 0.1 points today. Got a little injured, but his job is just being taken by Tank Bigsby, it looks like.
Which
This guy's not running well.
I feel like last year people were not expecting that, but there was talk last year about, like Tank's gonna eat into the snap count, like Tank's on the map. And then I feel like coming into this year, nobody was having that conversation. Like he had flown a little bit more under the radar.
Tank Bigsby had one of the worst rookie seasons.
Yeah. As
ever.
a previous Tank Bigsby owner, I can tell you he did not do anything his first year.
He fumbled, he failed. It was real bad.
Yeah.
But now,
good for him though. He always said all the reports coming out of camp for them was always that he had pop, but he just never showed it until this year. So good for him, but bad for Etienne.
For Etienne. But what are you gonna do? The Jag's gonna jag.
Yeah, Jag's gonna jag. Hey, I hope they keep jagging next week. Shout out Drake May.
Yeah. Shout out Drake May. I think they just might. I'm like, hey, come through for that game maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, if the league wants to come through and watch the Patriots maybe like fucking win, maybe we get together for that.
That'd be crazy.
Am
I working this? Yeah, I am. Okay.
Bro, you are 4 hours away.
I meant more so just can I watch the game, but thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh, wow. He can't enjoy the game unless he's with you. I see how it is.
Yeah. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Up next, we have, the Jag's gonna jag, Saint's gonna Saint. Olave. I mean, is Rashid Shaheed the number 1 on this team right now?
He's got to be.
Olave's injured now.
He's injured, yeah.
And, I mean, he just hasn't done shit.
I will say, point for whoever owns Olave in our league, just something to keep a little bit of hope in your heart is that Spencer Rattler came out and said, "I'm gonna throw to that guy. That guy's fucking great."
And then he
then
just
got
left
hurt.
with an injury. But Spencer Rattler, he's coming in.
Spencer Rattler loves Olave, so if he can get back out there and Derek Carr's still injured, there could be some hope.
Now, on these next 2, I'm actually going to list these both off and give them to Sam.
Oh, I know exactly who these 2 are.
We have one has redeemed himself tonight, but we have Anthony Richardson and Breece Hall.
Yeah, you can just keep shoveling the dirt on me because I've felt this all year.
Let me know what you're feeling. What you're feeling as an owner.
So
you traded for Anthony Richardson.
I did. I stand by the trade.
I think it'll come through.
Hopefully it'll come through. I think the Colts are like fully pot committed to Anthony Richardson. I don't think there's a way in hell they're gonna like go away from this guy.
No.
So the options are either he's really talented, he's gonna figure it out, or he flames out and everybody's like, wow, remember that one Anthony Richardson game? But I think eventually eventually he'll come through. But the other one, Breece Hall, this is interesting because part of me wants to just say that Nathaniel Hackett hates good players and hates scoring points because he's so bad at running an offense. He's so bad.
It is so questionable after his just complete failure on the Broncos why the Jets were like, this guy should be our offensive coordinator for sure.
Oh, yeah. So just to recap the Jets coaching situation, Robert Saleh gets fired after the London game last week. And then Jeff Ulbrich gets appointed as the interim coach and demotes play calling from Nathaniel Hackett to Todd something.
I forget his name.
I forget his name. But I just want to shout out that
it's not Todd Bowles.
Nathaniel Hackett is the offensive coordinator who is not calling plays. If you ever feel irrelevant in your job, just think about that. Like,
he's the Aaron Rodgers emotional support animal of the team.
Dude, he's the OC, and he's not the one calling the plays. And I don't think Jeff Ulbrich either. It's whoever Todd what's-his-fuck is. So, like...
Yeah. That's crazy. That is, like...
So
just fire Nathaniel. Does Aaron like him? Is he the only reason that he's there?
Aaron Rodgers likes Nathaniel Hackett. He was on the Packers with him.
Loves the guy.
Loves the guy. Yeah.
The rumor mill says that the owners group wanted to fire Nathaniel Hackett, but they ended up firing Saleh instead because Rodgers was like, "Don't fire my guy."
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Why'd they have to fire anybody? Maybe they could have just...
They were terrible.
Yeah, but they could have just started by taking away play calling from Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
Sam, how'd that game end? Did the Bills-Jets game end?
Yep. So let me pull up the...
Just 2-1. We don't have to get into it.
Yeah. The Bills won 23-20. So that field goal ended up standing as the winner. I will say, right now we're at the lowest of lows with these guys. I'm looking at the come up on these guys because Breece Hall just got 22.4 points, 18 rush attempts, 6 targets for 5 receptions. Like, maybe Todd, what's-his-fuck, will get the good guy on the team involved. I will say, I don't know if you have a certain other running back that was drafted very highly on this list.
I don't.
Tyler,
I'm leaving the list to you. I got to grab another drink quick.
For sure. I'll use this moment to go off on the running backs for this draft. Tyler, do you know who the top 3 running backs for this draft were?
Like the top 3 running backs who were taken?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm going to have to imagine it's CMC.
Yeah.
I got to imagine Breece Hall.
Yep.
And then who's
the other guy?
Give me
big disappointment.
Give me the conference. AFC or
NFC? NFC. Rat division. Traditionally rat division.
I have no clue. Who is it?
Bijan Robinson.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Bijan. I just want to shout out the top of this running back class because holy crap. If you managed somehow to get all 3 of these guys on your roster, you're feeling like you guaranteed won your league. And it's just the worst trio of running backs ever, man.
They've been terrible.
They've been bad. And like obviously I'm exaggerating, but like
no, in terms of fantasy performance, Bijan's the only one who's been like pretty good fantasy wise.
Yeah, but he's definitely been underwhelming. I lumped Bijan onto this conversation just because he was supposed to be one of the top 3 running backs of this draft.
Yeah, no,
I do agree.
He's underscoring almost every week.
Oh yeah.
I debated putting Bijan on here. He's underscoring. He gave me a little more hope. Before this game, Breece was giving less hope.
Yeah.
Now I'd put him and Bijan pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's just a little bit bleak when the backup running backs for both of these teams, Braylon Allen and Tyler Algier, and obviously Jordan Mason, but we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
But like when the backup's outperforming the healthy starter and Tank Bigsby, shout out ETN.
Yeah.
running backs, top tier running backs are down.
Yeah, they're honestly the entire like top 5 flex picks.
Yeah,
If we look at Bijan, Brees, Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, and CeeDee Lamb is doing decent. He hasn't been great, I don't think.
Yeah.
No.
It was a good year to be at the back of the draft, back of the round.
Yeah, no
it would
kidding.
seem so. But and we'll jump to the last two. I don't know if you got to the last two players or if you just talked about Bijan. The last two are just Amari Cooper, Brandon Ayuk. And it falls to Brandon Ayuk.
What's going on?
Dude, he had his one good game. Once he is really in the swing, this might just not be his year because Niners gonna Niner. Debo gets it, or Ayuk gets it, or Kittle gets it, and it just changes every week.
Niners gonna
Debo's gonna be gone next year because they can't afford him. Then that might be his time, but right now,
future Patriot.
This might. Oh, hey, if only. If only he was willing to come to our team.
Yeah, definitely not.
I feel like in fantasy, there's something to be said about being the best player in a bad offense versus one of many good players in a really good offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Chuba Hubbard, right there.
Right. Yeah, Josh and I talked about this on yesterday about how it feels like every team that has an elite wide receiver has like 2 also really good wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like, how much would we kill to have Jordan Addison right now? Like, that guy's awesome, but he's playing behind Justin Jefferson, dude.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle,
or just Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, T. Higgins.
T. Higgins, dude. T. Higgins.
I mean,
like, I'd even take Jacoby Myers back. You know
what?
I love that guy.
Yeah. There is though.
Dude.
All of those duos of wide receivers you just named all have, well, okay, no, I stand by it. Hell yes, Sam. All have elite quarterbacks. When you have an elite quarterback, you do everything you can to surround them with top talent.
Yeah. And the lesser known talent looks a lot better.
There's something to be said about that too. Personally, I'm going to put T. Higgins on blast. I think T. Higgins is a talented receiver. I do not think T. Higgins would have been putting up remotely the numbers he's put up in his career if it weren't for Joe Burrow.
You think he's on fraud watch?
It also goes to prove a lot of times, too, that the reason number 2 wide R's look so good is because the number 1 wide R is so busy getting double teamed.
Oh, yeah.
Look, last year, I love Jordan Addison. I am not at all trying to shit on the guy. He struggled being the wide R1 for the Vikings last year. He looks a lot better when he doesn't have to match up with the top cornerback on the team.
Absolutely,
I think that could be said for a lot of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree. But
yeah,
man,
I think it kind of is like a self-fulfilling thing where, like, that's how the teams get going. Exactly.
Still, would be cool. But yeah, I think Ayuk will have what it takes to be like number 1, but we're yet to really see it.
In the post-Debo era.
I think Ayuk is an interesting player where he's a very good wide receiver. I don't think I would consider him an elite receiver, and I don't think I would consider him top 10 wide R1s in the league if he were to win over the wide R1.
We'll have to see him.
Yeah, that's tough. Definitely not worth his contract.
Yeah. No, he's got to prove that he's worth that. Well, he doesn't have to. He got it. But
yeah.
So you said Debo's contract expires after this year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Brandon Ayuk's does too, though. So they
just re-signed him for 3 more years. Like they just extended it.
Oh, they extended him before this year? Oh, I see.
It's a huge contract, too.
Yeah, he had the holdout. He's being paid $40 million a year.
Oh, that's right. This was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they basically chose
the Steelers.
They chose him over Debo, basically.
Yeah, but he's younger than Debo. It was pretty.
Yeah, well, Debo's.
They chose.
I don't know where Debo came from because he's like 28.
Yeah, dude. They chose him over Debo, but also with the plus of being able to have this 1 year where they had them together with Christian McCaffrey. Whoops, there goes his Achilles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like, not to say, because they're the 49ers, the window is never closed. This feels like the last year of like, okay, you are like one of the most obvious like top 3 Super Bowl teams.
Well, Probably because they're able. This is the last year of Brock Purdy's rookie contract, and right now Brock Purdy's contract is worth less than what Dak is paid per game.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm really curious what kind of contract Brock gets. I feel
he's
like
gonna get paid.
Me too.
I think he's gonna stay with the 49ers because I don't think he's gonna.
He'll stay on the 49ers, yeah.
Because he's good.
I think that he'll take a team-friendly contract because I also think that people drafted later are gonna have more of an appreciation for like, okay, let's fucking win. Like,
and
oh
being
my
loyal
gosh,
to the team that drafted them.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, I can be great. I can win Super Bowls. This is not what I expected coming in as the last guy drafted.
Mr. Irrelevant,
you know? Mr. Irrelevant.
I think the other part of that is I don't know what the market for Brock Purdy is because Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. There's no doubt about that. But part of what it is he has been in the most elite offensive system for the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think another team out there is going to gamble $40 million on him. I don't know if another team out there is going to gamble 35. Like, I think he's going to get 30, 35.
They might give him...
I think it's going to be tough to convince a contender or one of these really famous franchises to do it. But I could see, like, I don't know, man, the Raiders, they would do it.
The Raiders
but if you're the Raiders and you're already struggling, you're going to then risk the next 4 years of your team by dumping that much money into a guy's contract. I think the 49ers do it because the 49ers know they can win with him. No other team knows that Brock can win for them.
Yeah. I'm positive Brock stays a 49er.
I agree. I totally agree.
They will get the contract.
But if the 49ers don't want him, I could see a team, like there's 32 teams in the league. Somebody will make a dumb choice.
There's no way no one...
Oh, no, he'll get a deal. I just don't think he'll get the same. He just won't get the same money that he could with the 49ers. I think they will probably pay him the most.
If they can afford him, once they get Debo off the books.
But anyway, on to the last... make you want to walk into the ocean player. Yes, it's Amari Cooper. The man has been targeted 53 times this year. He has 24 catches. Amari Cooper is a good wide receiver. We all know this. So who's the problem? Deshaun. So he's more a number one player that makes you want someone else to walk into the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think if Amari Cooper does end up getting traded... Oh man, look out! He passes he still passes the eye test. He looks good. Sailed over his head.
Deshaun's
he's so bad.
But yeah, I just want to. All right, moving on from the sad. We have an honorable mention of Dalton Kincaid, who just won Tyler of the Week, so he's off the list.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
He played himself off the list. Congrats, Dalton.
And past this, now one more depressing thing: the down bad manager of the week. It's me. I mean,
pretty bold. How far we've fallen? Bad manager of the week. How far we've fallen? You're 5-1.
Yeah, I will give you the world satisfying no.
Yeah, no, I don't deserve it. But man, I didn't even get to 100 points. All my guys got injured. The Nico Collins IR, that was the one that actually hurt me. Yeah. But yeah, it felt like a lot of teams actually had an uptick this week. We had some underdogs win. And I officially have lost number one in the league.
Crazy.
After all of my bragging. So, I'm the down bad manager of the week, and that should be supported by everyone should be happy that I am.
I think you meant celebrated.
And celebrated, that's the word.
Yes, celebrated for sure.
And that should be celebrated, and I understand that. That's the role I'm happy to play.
Also, I'll
be back.
Yep. I do want to give a special shout out to Swood, who scored the third most points, I think, in the league and lost.
Oh.
Always sucks. Sorry.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And that's fantasy, folks.
Or more than just Wood, because on to the upset of the week, where last week Tyler bet that Andrew would beat me, and Andrew did. Shocking. I think everyone kind of saw that coming. It wasn't I thought that Swood would beat Slosh.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I was close by 1 point.
1.9 points, baby.
1.9 points.
I will say,
But
there's no way that you guys predicted that our matchup would be the highest scoring matchup of the week.
no, didn't see that one coming. I thought when Steve was the second highest scorer of the week, I thought, yeah, we're probably good.
Yeah,
No. Oh well.
that's fantasy.
Oh well.
Anyway, so that puts me at a 2-point deficit on the upset pick. So I really got to start getting my shit together, it seems. So anyway, Tyler, who's your pick this week?
Well, seeing as how I currently have a 4-2 lead in the picks, I'm feeling pretty solid. I've been pretty accurate. I mean, we're coming into what right now? Week 7? So that means I've been
Week 7.
4 out of 6 or 4 out of 5 on my picks. I don't know if we did this every week.
I feel like we actually have. I think it's 4 out of 6.
So I'm feeling good on that then. This week is tough though. I mean, we're kind of in the point where buys are a big thing. When I'm opening up teams rosters, a lot of those doubtful symbols, a lot of those out, a lot of those questionable, a lot of injuries. Just
a lot of injuries this
every
week.
team I look at, I don't think any of us can complain because for the most part, we're all suffering.
We've officially entered the dead of the fantasy doldrums. This is depression season.
Depression season at its finest. But this week, I'm gonna pick a team that I have chosen a couple times in the past, and they've, I'm 1-1 with them right now. So, but that's gonna be the Bongside Kicks. I think this team is on the up and up right now. They have their opponent. It's got a lot of buys next week. They're playing Granny's Gold, by the way. And not only that, if we get the return of Devontae Adams this week, that could be huge. And I believe he has Nick Chubb on his bench as well. So those could be 2 big returns this week. So that I'm going Bongside Kicks here.
Yeah, I like the Bongside Kicks pick, and I'm looking at these teams afterwards. We're trying to stay away from She Loved My McConkey, because we think She Loved My McConkey is too obvious of a not actual underdog. Yeah. He's kind of been tearing through the league. And I don't want to pick against myself, which leaves me with choosing either the Softies or I think Aaron Rodgers' Hate Club would be the underdog against Big Steve's Big Ballers.
I think they're both going to be 1-5 after this.
Yeah, I think
crazy.
I think Steve would still rank higher for us, but
Aaron got the shocking win this week against Mud Dogs. You know
what? Okay. You know what? Actually, I am going to put it on Aaron Rodgers' Hate Club because they have Drake May.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
Even if they don't play him, I think that energy will pull them through. I think they will take down Big Steve's Big Ballers, which means this week I bet on Big Steve's Big Ballers, which I think is a double chain of I bet for the Ultra Softies 1 week. The next week I bet against them, and then and in betting against them I bet for Big Steve's Big Ballers, and this week I'm going to bet against them. So I'm kind of running my losses up in that way. So Aaron Rodgers, hey, beating the Ballers is my final pick on that. And that'll bring us to our final segment that we all rely on so much. Tyler, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Degenerate Gambling Corner, where we help you lose money, win money, but we do it together, and that's all that really matters. Once again, friendly reminder that when I make these picks, player lines are typically not out. Weirdly enough, for this week, though, they were out for only the Vikings Lions game. Don't know why.
Sick.
But anyway, so if you're interested in getting some other picks, please hit me up, hit Andy up. We cooked this week. Big shout out to Andy. Him and I had a really good week, though. And yeah, so coming into this week, first thing we're looking at is two teams who I've been riding with all season. Both Andy and I have been huge on the Rams, and I've personally loved riding with the Commanders. So this week, Rams are at home against the Raiders. We're going to take them straight on the money line, minus 245. Then you got the Panthers coming over to visit the Commanders as well. So we're taking two home teams, but we're taking the Commanders to cover a 3.5-point spread because those two parlay together will get us into the plus money. The line was literally fluctuating between minus 105 and plus 105 as I had this open on my phone. So depending where you hit it, but you're hitting it basically right at that plus 100. So boys, how are we feeling about that? The Rams and the Commanders, two home teams.
I like that a lot. I think you might want to book that soon because I think Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua or both could come back this week. The Rams coming off a bye. So you kind of want to book that before the wide receivers get healthy.
I really like what you're thinking there. And honestly, if we're looking at that game, might be decent to throw some Matthew Stafford receiving yards in there. 175 plus, 200 plus. Yeah. Could easily boost up that money line a little bit more there. But solid pick there. Coming up next, you guys know how much I love to bet for first quarter scores. What if we bet against it this week, though? What if we change it up? What if we had a game like the Chiefs and the 49ers? A lot of times when we get these Super Bowl rematch games, they come in playing very defensively, which is similar to how it goes in the Super Bowl. I know this is a very, very spicy take, but this line is juicy. This line is plus 240 for no first quarter touchdown between the Chiefs and the 49ers. How do we feel about this one, guys? It's a little risky. It's a little off the beaten path.
It's risky, but I see the path. I do see the path. Yeah. Do I think it'll work? Probably not. But it's there.
It could make you look very foolish on the day after, but the Chiefs have scored less points than their last game in every game this year. And they're coming off a bye, so maybe they're hot. But they just like W's. They don't like points.
This is very true. And I feel like an important thing to talk about whenever you're talking about betting is whenever you're talking about a line that is plus 200, plus 400, whatever, you're not talking about a line that you're not betting this because you think it's probably going to win. There's a reason that it's in the plus money, but sometimes that line is just too good. And speaking of lines that are just too good, call me, whatever you want. But I'm buying into the hype. It's Drake May season, baby. Patriots are plus 198 at the Jaguars this week. Put your next paycheck on that game right there. I'm telling you guys. Drake May got a really good first game through 3 touchdowns. He worked out, I think, a lot of those rookie hiccups too. Jaguars are got to be one of the biggest disaster teams this year. I mean, people thought this was going to be their bounce back year. They're just god awful. I don't know what's going on with this team. Bet the Patriots plus 198.
I don't know if I can bet this anywhere, but can I parlay a Patriots win with Doug Peterson getting fired?
I was just gonna say that, dude. Oh my God, he reads my mind. Leave him in London.
They will leave him there.
Leave him in London would be such a sick chant. You imagine
that would actually be
They're sick. Chanting "Leave him in London" at Doug Peterson from the sidelines.
Dude. Robert Saleh got left in London. They can have drinks at the bar afterwards.
Yeah.
Dude, maybe that's the NFL things. You go to London and you get fired.
Bro.
I love the idea that he got left in London and just didn't come back. Like truly just stayed for the whole week.
I love the idea that the UK is just the firing ground. That's where we put the dogs out to pasture,
Yeah.
We leave them there and they can help coach and develop overseas football programs.
Exactly.
Really I love that. I honestly think we should all put our money on the Patriots. And...
Honestly, if you're a Patriots fan this week, whether you think it's going to hit or not,
exactly.
Put some money on this game. Put some money on your boys. I think it's time. Patriots, I don't know what. It hasn't been a great start to the year, but this is the turning point. It's Drake.
This is the one.
Shout out.
I
love that guy.
I love that.
That is all we got for this week from Tyler's Degenerate Gambling Corner. Lock in those bets, and best of luck to y'all.
Some good picks. And for those that are following along with my journey to $1, I unfortunately lost both of my bets tonight, which leaves me with 92 cents. But I still have sitting in the works. For those of you that listened to Andrew's future picks that could get me to $10, I ended up following up on one of those, and that was the Commanders to win the Super Bowl. I have 27 cents on them as well. So overall, we're at an effective like $19.19. So we're still up from last week compared to comparatively.
The Commanders really shouldn't remotely be Super Bowl contenders. But the fact of the matter is they're like maybe good.
They stayed with the Ravens for a good amount of time.
They did, but I do also feel like that game score looked a little bit closer than that game actually felt. Granted, I didn't watch the actual game. I was just watching it, progress through red zone, but I felt like I was watching a lot more Ravens action than I was Commanders.
Mark Andrews did give away an interception that kind of ruined a run, and it was a lot of Ravens, but the Commanders did stay in there. Watching the Eagles face the Browns, I'm convinced the Commanders are the best in the NFC West, East, right?
Yeah,
so
that would be their path to the playoffs, would be to win their division. The Cowboys and the Eagles both, I can't figure out why they're not good. They both should be really good, especially the Cowboys, man.
Mm-hmm. Cowboys, Eagles, and it ain't the Giants, so looks like it's the Commanders. But yeah, hey, we're on the steady increase. We're gonna make it to that $10. God damn it!
Oh yeah,
it would have been nice if Breece Hall got that other, 16 passing yards. But
he was close. He had a big game.
He was close. He was close. I had faith, but not enough.
Josh, if you think about it, if you get to $10 from 33 cents, that means that if you had just been betting with full dollars, you would have turned $33 to $1,000.
Yeah,
it does. I guess I changed my betting strategy a lot with this, and it looks like I should follow that betting strategy more.
That's funny.
But yeah,
do we want to take a look ahead at you guys' matchup next week?
Oh right,
yes.
Fun little fact.
Yeah, before we wrap it up tonight, we should probably talk about that.
Yeah, Tyler and I are having our first matchup of the
Battle of the Commish
next week.
Battle of the Commissioners. Battle of the Hosts. A lot on the line here.
There's a lot on the line. I will also say, I'm looking at this right now. This is a insanely hard matchup to predict because there's a lot of injuries going around. There's a couple buys. Josh has got to figure out a backup quarterback.
Yeah. I don't actually have a quarterback on my. I don't have a backup quarterback.
Point for Tyler.
I may have some trades out for Jake May right now that I'm trying to get through.
Oh hell yeah!
We have to have free agent quarterbacks, right, in this league?
There's a couple.
We do.
I did just drop Gardner Minshew pretty recently.
Oh, pick him up, Josh. Pick him up.
Yeah. I could grab Rattler.
The Rattler.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Tyler has got 2 Cowboys out. He's got Dowdle and CeeDee Lamb out on a bye.
No, CeeDee's tough.
On the other hand, Aaron Jones looks like he's coming back. Devin Singletary probably coming back.
Unless Tyrone Tracy took the job.
Yeah, unless he just took the job.
I think Tyrone Tracy played well enough that he'll continue to see a workload. I don't think he won the job.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so maybe that's bad for both you guys.
Yeah.
I think I am gonna put my pick on Tyler though. Couple big guys coming back from injury. I'm not worried about the Dowdle loss too much. CeeDee's gonna be tough, but I think the fact that Josh is gonna have to pick up some rat quarterback, making me lead towards Tyler.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, you watch.
Hey, if Tua comes back surprisingly, who knows?
Tua suddenly back. That would be pretty cool.
That would be electric.
Dontavian Wicks, crazy. I got Romeo Dobbs sitting there. He's basically worth a quarterback when you think about it.
Yeah,
Josh.
And
what do you say we make things interesting?
Oh, what do you have in mind? Bring it on.
What's your current financial situation? 92 cents.
92 cents. Don't touch my cents. What did you?
If you win this
That's all I
matchup,
have.
I will drop the threshold from $10 to $8. If I win this matchup, it increases from 10 to 12.
Ooh.
Or if you
Thinking
have
about
a
it.
different bet proposal for anything.
No, I
Please-
see
please
that.
try
I
me.
get that. It's just that if I raise it to 12, then my Commanders bet to win the
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Bowl no longer gives me the win as a whole.
Do you,
I see.
Tyler?
So
Can
I
you be a
need-
gentleman and say if he hits that bet, then he wins the bet? Because that's an
If you-
insane bet.
Yeah, if the Commanders win the Super Bowl, man, I'll just be happy for you. All right, you just win. You win. If the Commanders win the Super
Okay.
Bowl, you win.
Then I will take that bet absolutely.
Dude, because if the Commanders win the Super Bowl, we've all won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Can I get a
But
team
if
that
you-
if they win the Super Bowl?
I was gonna say if you get it, you can get a team that as an out as well as part of this deal.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good one.
Who do I want? Do I have to
Nothing
make
too
Well-
obvious.
I have to check what the Commanders odds right now are, so that you're not, I don't want you out here choosing the Lions.
I think the Chiefs are going to be good this year.
To be
Yeah,
honest with
I'm gonna jump on that Chiefs bandwagon real quick.
You know what, man? This is gonna come. This might seem a little crazy. Give me the Bengals.
The Bengals.
Give me the
Whoa.
2-4 Bengals.
Dude, they've done it
The
before.
2
Can
and
you do
4
it again?
Bengals.
That
All
or
right.
the other team I was gonna pick was oh god, I don't even remember now.
Here's what I'll say: there
the
is
Chargers.
one
That was the
team.
other team I was gonna pick.
There is
like
one
the
team that is equal to the Commanders in likelihood.
Who?
The Falcons.
No, that is the Buccaneers.
Oh.
Yo, I want that team. They almost feel like they're too good. I want the Buccaneers.
The Bengals are plus 3,000. The Commanders are plus 4,000.
Really?
Honestly,
I'm sorry, they think
yeah.
the Bengals have better
What?
odds.
Yeah, that one's kind of shocking to me.
I'll
I
take
mean,
it.
I guess Joe Burrow, but like,
Maybe I want to take a look through these odds quick, like.
All right.
Because now I kind of want to bet. Do I just bet 27 cents on various teams to win the Super Bowl and hope that that does it for me?
no,
on
dude,
any
because you know
team.
it's gonna be like, it's either gonna be the Chiefs or the Lions or maybe the Vikings or whatever.
But if the Buccaneers do it, that would be awesome.
It would be
If you want to do Buccaneers, I would take that because I support the Buccaneers fully.
I do it. I'm taking the Bucks. Go
All right.
Buccaneers.
On this match, we have $2 up or down in the thresholds, but if Buccaneers win it, then you win.
I love it.
I'm so
All right.
ready to watch your guys' match. It's gonna be
Let's
electric.
go. This is going to be an electric matchup. I'm going to be talking through the whole thing, and yeah, I'll see you on the gridiron, dude.
See you on
Hell
the
yeah.
gridiron. Remember to set your
Fuck yeah.
fucking lineup.
Yeah, set your fucking lineup and have a good night, everybody.